Yeah, good evening, everybody. Good evening, everyone. Thank you once again, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Timson Folorenshaw. I am a software engineer, as you all know, and we've started this journey of Java together, and we're going to be completing the journey together, inshallah. Today, I'm going to be doing much of an extensive work that is going beyond what we've done before, but without having to waste much of our time, I think I need to quickly run through some terminologies, definitions, and just trying to broaden our mind as to what Java is, and giving some key terminologies, definition, and the definition of Java as a whole. But I won't spend much time on it. But of course, we should know the theoretical aspect of Java, in as much as we want to be much more practical. But of course, there are some terminologies, there are some Java jargons that needs to be known. So you may have heard of the word Java, but you don't know the kind of programming languages it is, what it is used for. So I just, because we are coming new into Java, we are all novice, so we are coming into Java as a new learner. So we want to know what Java is, what it entails, and the use cases of Java and stuffs like that. So, what is Java? Well, from this infographic material here, you can see that Java is a general purpose programming language. Of course, I'm going to destructure each and every meaning of this word. I'm going to destructure every word here, and by giving the meaning, um, by telling you what it means. So, from here, the first bullet point here says a general purpose programming language, and the second bullet point here says widely used and well documented. Another one here says statically typed, that is must declare variable. Another one here says runs on any machine with what? JVM, like I said in the previous lecture I gave, or I mean the previous video I did, I told you that JVM is strictly Java virtual machines. Of course, we're going to be looking how these things work in real life, how it works in practical. So Java is used in tasks like web development, as you can see, Android development, as you can see, enterprise class application, and of course Internet of Things. And we have notable companies that use uh, Java. We have big companies like Google, Amazon, eBay, Microsoft, and numerous companies that time will not permit us to start mentioning. So uh, what are Java used for? You might have this short list like, what is Java used for? Okay, fine. From this infographic material, you can understand, maybe in uh, in you can understand in bits what Java is, what it entails. But of course, what is it used for? Mind you, I'm still gonna be giving a well detailed definition to this that you're having here. But of course, I should introduce you to what you are going to be meeting along the line. So now, what is Java used for? You might just be wondering beyond what is being given here. This is still new to you, let's assume. So you might be wondering beyond what is written here or what is depicted here. So what is Java used for? This is the question we are going to be asking ourselves. Let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at this second infographic material, which um, gives the uses of Java in a more detailed way. Let's say we have here the first uh, image here is showing that of Internet of Things. This is one of the uses of Java. You understand? POS system. Java is being used extensively in the POS system, game development, distributed applications, desktop GUI applications, web-based applications, web server and application server. We have programs in finance industry. These are uh, while you're trying to build big softwares for finance industries like the bank, the bank, the stock exchange companies and stuff like that. Then we have the cloud-based applications, the enterprise applications, artificial intelligence and Android applications. You know, these are majorly where Java is being used. You understand? These are majorly where you can find the real use case of Java. So without having or without spending much of your time, let's quickly dive deep into the definition of Java in proper or more. I mean in more detail analysis. So let me give you the definition of Java, and I will explain each line as I define. I will explain each line, the meaning of each word, so that of course if you are going into something, you should know what that mean, that what that thing entails, all the terminologies in that thing, so that by the time you start coding you start coding in Java, you wouldn't find yourself wanting as to trying to decipher the meaning of one particular terminologies or the other. So let's quickly go into it by first of all navigating to the IDE, which is the Visual Studio Code in this case, through the terminal. So I'm going to navigate to Visual Studio Code via the terminal. So let's see. So what you do right now is to come to this point here and type command prompt. Of course, you can do this graphically using the graphical user interface. You can just go graphically, but I like to do things in a very in a way that it will be fast and of course to be comprehensive. So here you just go to you will see from here that the cursor is blinking on the first on my name here, which is the name of my computer. So it means I am nowhere in any either desktop or Windows environment. So I want to navigate to desktop environment. So from here I would like to navigate into desktop environment. So how do I do that? Let me first of all try to zoom my my command prompt. Oh, sorry. Let me zoom the command prompt so that you can. I hope this is big enough for you to see. So the first thing is to type cd desktop. So cd desktop, and after cd desktop we go to, I try to make a folder, and of course I've told you anytime that whenever you hear the word directory, it simply means folder. So let's say mkdir. What's the name of our folder? Just you can simply call it folder, you can call it any name, but I'm going to call mine new Java folder. So I've created that. So without any error, you will see that it's not telling me if I've encountered any error, which simply means I've created the folder. So I need to go into that folder. It's also a directory, of course, I've told you. So cd new Java folder. You can name yours anything you deem fit, but I prefer to name mine this. You will see that the cursor is now blinking after the desktop. We now have what? Another path. You understand? Another directory, which is inside, which is in desktop, and this desktop is of course is after my computer name. So now from here I want to navigate straight to VS Code. So how do I do that? I'll just say code space dot. So by typing this, it will take me straight to VS Code. So that's taking me straight to VS Code. All I need to do in VS Code is simply all I need to do is just, close down these. In this file tree, there's a file tree here. So in this file tree here, I create a file, and of course the executable file is going to be a Java file. Now, I've always told you that Java is a class-based programming language, which means an OOP language, and I'll explain what that concept means. You understand? So I will explain that. So whenever you are creating a file in Java, the file has to, start with an uppercase alphabet. Let's say I want to create a file main. Other languages I'm as good as creating the file with just all lowercase, then dot the extension. So in this case, I'm going to create the file, the first alphabet being uppercase. In my case, I want to use main. You can use anything. You can use Yusuf, you can use Rashid, you can use anything, but just make sure that the first alphabet is what is uppercase. But always follow convention. In as much as you would love to use anything, just make sure you always follow convention. It is much more proper in any programming language. So in convention says maybe use main. So let me use main here. So excuse me. So let me use main here. So as I'm using main, hold on. So I want to use main here. So how do I start? I told you this file tray here, there's a file icon here. Just click on it. So I'm main.java. So when I click on it, it creates an executable file. I need to create another file. That file will be, let me zoom it a bit. That file will be notes.txt. I want to create notes so that the definition I will be giving, I'll be able to explain it using a note. So let me create a txt file. I'll call it notes.txt. So let me, first of all, now I told you I was going to give a more detailed definition to the one we saw earlier, the simple definition we saw earlier, and I'm going to explain each line and what it means. I might not stay long on it, but of course along the line you will learn so many things. So let me give you the definition of Java. Java is a high level programming language, or let me put it this way. High level statically typed compiled object oriented. Let me use a word wrap so that you will see it properly. Sorry, let me collapse this. So sorry, let me use a word wrap so that yes, object oriented programming language. Object-oriented programming language with support for multi-threading. Let me say with support for multi-threading, concurrency, and garbage collection. Garbage collections. Now let me explain what this is. Now when they say by the word high level, say Java is a high level statically typed compiled object oriented programming language with support for multi-threading, concurrency, and garbage collection. So what does that mean? This high level simply explains that okay, Java is not, we have different kind of levels to programming language. We have the low level and we have the high level. The low level are the machine language, as in programming languages are very closer to machine language. Do you understand? And of course, we are talking about assembly language here. Those are low level languages. Then we have a high level language that looks similar to human language, but of course it's just for us to be able to understand. Learning low level languages is so hard for human. So the creation of high level languages for human to be able to program a computer by using a human like words or terminologies. You understand? So low level languages are very fast. You understand? So Java is a high level language. It's not as if it's not fast. It is very fast. You understand? Unlike other languages. But of course, it is a high level language. Just take it like that. Then statically typed. What statically typed simply means is that for every variable you declare, you have to specify the data the variable is going to store. Remember I told you the variable in programming language is different from the variable in mathematics. So in programming languages, whenever you are declaring variable, for example, in the case of Java, you have to declare the data type. That is why it is called what? statically typed. Java will not automatically dictate the value you are storing in a variable. Will not dictate the data type of the value you are storing in a variable automatically. You have to specify it. Then when they say compile, the word compile means all codes are what being compiled to bytecode. Do you understand? It means, we have different kind of language. We have interpreted languages and we have compiled languages. Interpreted languages means that error checking are done by what? Line by line. Do you understand? But that is, error checking are done at runtime. But compiled languages like Java mean error checking are done during compiled or compilation. Do you understand? So error checking and code checking are done during compilation. It means your code has to be what? Compiled to what? Bytecode. Step down to bytecode. Then object-oriented programming language. The word object-oriented means, using software to model a real-life scenario. Like, say, for example, you want to manufacture or you want to build a house, and you need to, of course, the first thing that will come to your mind is the architectural design and the proposed plan. Do you understand? So that is what object-oriented program. You are trying to use software to model a real-life scenario. So let's say in the case of that house, you have the blueprint, and the blueprint there is called class in OOP. Now, class is a blueprint in which an object is formed. So after the architectural design, after the proposed plan, the next thing for you to do is to what? Is to build the house. And that house you have built is called an object. And of course, the object is the physical manifestation of what? A class. Do you understand? So what you have built is the physical manifestation of that architectural design. So now that you have an object, the object must have certain parameters, certain attributes. Do you understand? Certain features, and the features like it has a door, it is painted, and all those things are called what? Attributes. So we get to know more of that. So that is what it is. That is why we say Java is an object-oriented programming language. All other languages too have OOP, but they are not as strictly an object-oriented programming language just as Java. The whole of Java is OOP. Do you understand? So that is what we mean by it's an object-oriented programming language. And of course, there is always the word class. Whenever you hear the keyword class, what comes after is what? Upper case. The class identifier, which is the name of that class, must precede with what? An uppercase alphabet. So now we have with support for multi-threading. What is multi-threading? This word multi-threading here may sound ambiguous to us. So the word multi-threading here simply means when you have one or two or more events happening at the same time. Say for example, you are on let's say now in the we are on YouTube now. The comment section, you want to comment, and you are sending a comment on the comment section, or you are liking a video, and of course the video is still playing. You are liking a video without the video stopping. So as you are liking the video is playing without having to stop the video. So that is multi-threading. You are having two or more things happening at the same time. Then concurrency is another ambiguous word to we newbies like this, like you know, we are all newbies. So concurrency is something that may sound intimidating, but it is not. The word concurrency here simply means, let's say for example, you want to book a ticket, or you want to book a ride. Maybe let's say Uber ride. You want to book an Uber ride, or a Taxify, or a boat ride, and you have only one. Maybe in the search period you have only one ride available, and two or more persons want to book, or let's say two persons want to book for one ride, and two different persons, one Uber ride is available, but two persons are available to book. So concurrency is such a way that when one is only picked and there is no double booking, concurrency makes sure that there is no double booking. So, and another word here is garbage collections. The word garbage collection simply means, let's say for example, when I declare a variable, for any time you declare a variable, you open a space in your RAM. Do you understand? And that RAM, when you are not making use of that, when you are not making use of that variable, you are not referencing that variable, instead of that variable to be occupying a space, what will happen? Java will garbage collect it until you make reference to it, then it is then released to you. So don't forget, it is a high Java is a high level programming language, and of course one of the use cases is it is highly used for large and enterprise level applications. Java finds its use in web application, remember, from the infographic material, mobile application, cloud infrastructure, game development, desktop applications, big data, internet of things, and what have you. And it is important to note that Java was created by Sun Microsystem in 1995 and used across billions of devices. Java has its own grammar, like I said. For every programming language, there is a grammar. Grammar is just like the grammar. It's just like, the grammar rules in normal human language. So it is in programming language. Java has its own grammar usage. This grammar usage is known as syntax. So every programming language has its own syntax. So remember, syntax is just like grammar in programming language. Do you understand? So don't forget that I said something like object-oriented programming languages here. It's simply a paradigm. You understand? It's simply what? A programming concept that is known as what? Programming paradigm. We have procedural programming paradigm, and these are the two major programming paradigms: the procedural and object oriented programming language. So don't forget that. So let's quickly go into coding properly. So the first thing, of course, I've opened a Java executable file here. So the first thing here is this. Let's create just public. Let me write this and I will explain what it is. Public static public class. Public class. What's wrong with me? Public class. After the class, I open a curly braces. After the class, I specify the class name. Now, this is public. I will tell you, it means access specifier. That is the meaning of this public. This class is just a keyword class, and anytime you make a keyword class, you have to create its identifier. Identifier is simply the name of the class. It's just like me saying, let me create the identifier. Mind you, the identifier must be the same name you have given to your file. Do you understand? So for any time you use the keyword class, the identifier must precede with what? An uppercase. And that is why I've made this file an uppercase, because this file must be the name of your identifier. So main. Do you understand? So after that, you create the block of code. This double bracket here, this double curly bracket here, these braces here are called blocks of code. So expand it. Do you understand? So access modifier or specifier, which is the public. So what I mean here is that every other class may be able to access will be able to access this class here. Then this class is a keyword. We have other keywords too, but we'll get to know them. Then this main is an identifier. Identifier simply means name to something. It's just like me saying this class, let me say Mr. or Alaji or Mrs. Do you understand? And the name, of course, for every Mr. there must be a name. It can be Mr. Akim, it can be Mr. Timson, it can be Mr. anybody, it can be Mrs. whoever. Do you understand? It can be Mr. Ibrahim. Do you understand? So the keyword is the Mr., which is the class here, and the identifier is the name. You understand? So after that, we need to create another main entry, because here this public class main is called the class header. So we need to create a method too. So the method here that we are creating here is known as the entry point main method. So we are going to be creating public static void main, create string of array args, create its own body too, like this. Now let me print something. System dot out dot print line. Let me say hello world. Hello world. Now I have created an hello world program. Now let me first of all, before I run this program, let me explain. I have explained this. This is a class header and this is the method header. What is a method? A method is a function defined inside a class. Do you understand? A method defines how a function, how a function performs a particular thing. Do you understand? So this is any function defined inside the class is called what? Method. So this is the main method, and this method is known as what? It's not just any method, it's an entry point. It's known as main method in Java. So we have public, which is the access modifier, then static. The meaning of this static here is okay, so let me explain this again. The public here is an access specifier or modifier, and the class, remember, like I told you, the class is a keyword which identifies this main class here. Then this the main is the name of the class, remember. So then this is what? The class header. This method header here, by saying public, of course, another access modifier. And remind you, this yellow braces here, these curly braces, this yellow is known as the class body. Then we also have access modifier, public. Then this public static void main, yes, simply means this is a method that works without instantiating an object of the class. So this method works without instantiating the object of the class. So the word void, the word void here simply is a method return type. It means a return type must not be stated in the method, while the main is the name of the method. So here we have system. This system here, anywhere you see an uppercase, maybe you see any identifier starting with uppercase or anything starting with uppercase, it means it's a class. So this system here is a class, and this dot here is what separates the object and the method. This is an object here, and this is a method here. So these two dots separate this object and the method. Do you understand? The print line is a method, and of course the method takes in an argument. Anything you pass inside a method is called an argument. So this one is an argument here. This string is just stipulating that this is a string of array. That's why we have this thing, and this arg simply means argument. So without having, just know that these are the what we call like a template for Java. It's just like boilerplate code. Do you understand? So let me run this code and let's see if it works and how it's working. So then I think this video is getting long already, so we go to the next video. So after now, so let me run it, and before we go into the next video, let's see. It should work. Yes, it works. So we have what? Hello world there. So that means our code was our code compiled the way we expect it to compile. So, and don't forget that this curly braces here simply means it's just like a full stop. When you are writing English, it does the work of a full stop. It means end of the line. Do you understand? For every end of the line in Java, you have to put what? A semicolon. Do you understand? So this purple curly braces here, it is the method body. So anything inside these purple curly braces defines the things that are inside the method body. So we continue from the next video. Thank you very much for your audience, and God bless.